Hello and welcome to a torrentially rainy qualifying here in Munich. It is absolutely lashing it down at the moment. There's so much rain, so much water on track. I think we'll be, um, well, I don't know. We'll have to see how qualifying really turns out in weather of this magnitude. But everyone's straight onto full wets. Look, it's absolutely soaked. Although it might be drying up. It's already drying up. The drainage system at this place, very impressive. 16 Almas goes first at the moment. But these will be the crucial laps. Look, people already going onto softs. The drainage on this track is outstanding. And here we go. This will be the important ones. Others went onto wets again. Oh, it'll stay like that. It'll stay like that. It started raining again. Very heavily. Out of nowhere. And it's staying like that. So our lineup is going to be 16 Almas, Aiden Lang, Marcos Araujo Azevedo, Naomi Klein, and Lucas Schweitzer as our top 5. Wow, that's super interesting how it was set up for everyone to take a dry run, and then the rain swept in again, and teams are caught on the hop. And look, the rain's cleared up already. The teams are caught on the hop, and they couldn't get out for a second run. So I wonder whether we'll see any more water in the race. I mean, the indications are at the moment no, but who knows? We'll have to see. An interesting front row. We haven't seen this lot before, but we'll follow them off here. Lights are out, and away we go. Good starts from our front two. Bad one from Araujo Azevedo in fourth. Klein beats him off the line. Ramirez looks like she's jumped a start, or maybe had a collision. Almas, Velang, Klein leading us around. Zacharias de Toro in fourth after another impressive run there. Marty Pessen's locked up. Klein's up second. Almas is damaged. Oh, all three of them have gone wide. Basically everyone from the front four or so went wide there. Araujo Azevedo has just been overtaken by 16 Labriola. Here she comes. Havana Ericsson's made a blistering start as well. After an uncharacteristically poor qualifying, look at her go. She's absolutely sending it up the inside. Is she going to manage to make the move stick? I think she won't through there, but she's going to have another go. Oh, many lockups there. So many lockups. She's going to set the fastest lap as she comes across the start-finish straight. All over the back of Cecilia Labriola. Hate Singh's making his way through the pack as well. Let's stay and watch. Ooh, somebody went wide. I think that was Zach Lucas. Was it? Or Freya Larson was. Yeah, and Lucas as well. Head back to the front. Labriola. Ooh, Labriola just ahead of Ericsson, but Ericsson's made a mistake, gone a little bit deep. Klein collides with de Toro farther back. That's not good news for either of them. Suddenly a disastrous race all of a sudden for Braun Cocktail when it looked so good for them. Lucas Schweitzer making his way through in the second. However it goes for Ericsson here, she'll be quite happy given she's on mediums. Ramirez got a drive-through meanwhile, so not quite so good for the other of the McLaren cars. Good news for Georgios Kontos though. In fifth on those hard tyres. The hardest possible today. Oh, Hate Singh went wide there. Hate Singh put himself in the gravel trap. He's been taken by two of them, Kontos and Tarasova, although he's looking for a move on Tarasova. Doesn't manage to make it stick. Morel has spun out. Who's that? Is that Kontos? That is Kontos. He cut the, kind of chopped off the corner and went straight on. Turned in way too early. The chasey now chasing Labriola, who's dropped down to fifth, presumably as a result of some issues there. But now we have Ericsson leading Schweitzer, leading Tarasova, 5 seconds back from him. She's battling with Hate Singh, Cecilia Labriola. Chelsea Chasey for Maple Street Motorsports in 6th. Zach Lucas in 7th, and Aaron Barnes in now 9th. He's just been taken by Zacharias de Toro. Our top 10 rounded out by Marcos Araujo Azevedo, as I think that was Lachesi who just went wide. Although he's retaken a spot there, but he's battling with them still, trying to make it up to 8th. I think he's probably going to make it. He does make it. Good moves from Lachesi. Good recovery after outbraking and putting himself into the gravel. Aiden Lang sets the fastest lap down in 17th. Morel pitting. Let's say pitting, she's probably coming in for a drive-through there, but it looks. Sofia Ramirez is already smoking. See, that time she spent in the pits wasn't to fix anything, it was serving a drive-through. Hastings up to second, meanwhile. Missed that. There's been clearly clearly some stupendous driving from Hate Singh to take him up to second. Although it is ominously dark right now. I wouldn't be surprised if you're finding it a little bit difficult to see. It is late in the day. The cloud cover is still prodigious. And doesn't look like... Whoa! Hate Singh! Hate Singh nearly took Labriola. Ericsson, rather. Nearly caught her napping as we catch up to... that looks like Sofia Ramirez, who's lost an entire lap's worth of pace there with her car that she's going to have to drop in to get fixed. Which is rough, more reliability issues with the McLarens. But Havana Ericsson making headway here on lap 6, but chased by Hate Singh, who knows he's only got about maybe 2 laps remaining of those soft tyres, the life of those soft tyres, as opposed to Havana Ericsson's mediums, of course. Cecilia Labriola has just overtaken Lucas Schweitzer for third position, rather. Zacharias de Toro in 5th will be pitting at the end of this lap for new tyres and also presumably a bit of mechanical work done. Lucas again on mediums. Oh, look at this! The front two are locked together. Hate Singh. I don't know. I think he sent her wide there. I think he left her no option but to Cecilia Labriola, meanwhile setting the fastest lap, left her no option but to go completely off the track. Which maybe being looked at, but he will argue it was his corner to take, and Ericsson can do nothing about that other than silently fume and wait for his tyres to fall off, which they have. He will be coming into the pits at the end of this lap, along with Labriola. Schweitzer may stay out for another lap or two, but our effective leader on track is Ericsson, with Lucas just behind her, Lachesi and Barnes further back from them. Currently in the pit lane is Sofia Ramirez, who, her car is an absolute wreck right now. They're having to pull her in every couple of laps to do running repairs. I'd be amazed if she finishes the race as her teammate catches up to the back of her. Hate Singh did come in, and he's going to come out in 11th place on those mediums, which could be worse, to be honest. It's all relatively quite close, actually. There's still only 20 seconds covering the first 10 cars, really. Schweitzer, you would imagine, coming in the end of this lap. Nusrat Nasser has spun out further back, his teammate. Schweitzer is coming in, which means that I wouldn't be surprised, actually, if Ericsson came in as well. It would be an interesting move to try and cover off the person closest to her. I mean, she really wants to... The person she's really racing right now is Hate Singh. Ooh, Schweitzer is probably going to have some repairs done as well. Ericsson's car is... the little warning light is flashing up. Habitual stuff now. She's very used to it. But we'll have to hope that it doesn't let her down. We're going to take a very quick break, and we'll see you on the other side of these round of pit stops. Well, we bring you back now, just as Nusrat Nasser comes out the pits and immediately breaks down. Very unlucky for him. Look, the floodlight... Oh, and Labriola's retired as well! Oh, out of nowhere! That's terrible! That's awful news for Brixton Islanders, who were doing so well, running in 3rd and 4th. Will now only have Britta Pallison to rely on. The floodlights are turned on. It has officially turned into night in this day-night race in Munich. Hate Singh is taken first. Havana Ericsson came in. De Toro's retired! Suddenly cars are braking left, right and centre on this rather demanding track. Well, interesting that we're still getting reliability issues this late into the season. But there you go. Hate Singh leads. Zach Lucas is 16 seconds back, but does have the advantage of about half a pit stop's worth of time over him. In a Tarasova in 5th, Marti Persman 6th. Ericsson had to have some repairs done, which is why she dropped all the way down to 12th and is now up to 8th, in fact. After a little bit of a run on 16 Almas and taking her position there. She's on hard tyres. Everyone above her, other than Lucas Schweitzer, is on mediums. Well, we'll follow Schweitzer around, actually. He's currently engaged in a bit of a duel with Marti Pessinen, and he's managed to take him here. overtaking Chelsea Chasey, who is going into the pits, of course, to apparently retire. He also broke. I missed that one. So let's head back here. What is going on here? There's all kinds of action. That's Nusrat Nasser being overtaken, but he was blue flagged. It's now Schweitzer and Ina Tarasova battling it out. You really don't want to go wide there. That will ruin your entire race if you end up in that gravel trap. You can lose huge amounts of time. Schweitzer and Tarasova both looks like they're nursing car issues. Schweitzer throws it up the inside. Looks like he's going to make it stick. Good move. Tarasova has no answer for it, and Schweitzer on those hard tyres will hope to go a little bit longer than she can manage. Zach Lucas also nursing mechanical issues. I think the teams took an option. There was a little bit of a break between this race and the last one, so they clearly took the option to upgrade their cars a bit, and a side effect of upgrading your cars is that the reliability often isn't as desired for the first few races. So not ideal stuff, as you can see reflected in the I mean, look at that though. Sofia Ramirez again suffering from issues. 456 seconds back, still hasn't managed to overtake 16th, 17th, 18th and 19th with yeah, so much time left to go. With Havana Eriksson, on the other hand, though, currently running with no issues. Down in 6th place, she's just overtaken Ina Tarasova, who's in the pits. And next in her sights will be Martti Pessinen, although she is also being kept up with by 16 Almas just behind her. At the moment, no sign of any rain. However, we haven't had any sprinklers yet, so we'll see whether that transpires in the remaining 13 laps as Hate Singh finishes his lap. It would take some misfortune for Hate Singh to not win from here, actually, although again he's also suffering from mechanical issues, but he is a long way ahead, and Zach Lucas himself suffering from mechanical issues. In fact, bizarrely, the only people not suffering from mechanical issues in the top 6 are Payson and Eriksson. Payson and Almas. Eriksson is, again, typically. Not too much going on now. We'll grab you again in a few laps. We'll bring you back now, because Zach Lucas is coming into the pit lane. I wonder whether he's going to get any repairs, or if they're just going to chance it, hoping that he can make it out before Hate Singh. I don't think he can. He's going onto softs. Hate Singh on those older hards will come out first, and setting a fastest lap. A brilliant lap there from Hate Singh. Lucas will be second, 9 seconds back. But Hate Singh managed to fix his issues when he was in the pits. Lucas didn't, and 10 seconds-ish, 9.5 to 10 seconds, is a lot of time to make up, actually, with only these few laps remaining. Especially considering Hate Singh on those hard tyres will be noticeably slower, probably, but he will have very little kind of degradation, bringing it back towards Zach Lucas, whereas Zach Lucas's degradation will be relatively high after a little while. Hate Singh smashing in these fastest laps, actually. Absolutely caning it around. Really impressive stuff. He's fully pushing. Try and get as much time into Lucas as he possibly can and counteract the freshness of those soft tyres. Aaron Barnes, meanwhile, into the pits from 3rd position. He might come out maybe 6th or 7th if he's lucky. Maybe more, actually. Looks like he needs to get a bit of repairs done. I wonder. We see 7th place Ina Tarasova making it round there. Oh, Zach Lucas has retired. Zach Lucas's car has broken down, which would mean Hate Singh has got an easy run of it. As it stands, he would go 6 points clear at the top of the Drivers' Championship. No doubt, I mean, absolutely no rain is really helping him out here. No rain, no sprinklers. Perfect situation for Hate Singh as he keeps setting fastest laps. Quite at home here. So that will put our current top 3 as Hate Singh, Martti Pessinen, and Havana Eriksson, in fact. So we'll, yeah, the only thing that's going to... Ooh! Rehozevedo has gone as well. They are dropping like flies today. What has happened with all of this? The only thing that it would potentially stop Hate Sing now, lock up, is either a crash or a mechanical issue. But he's looked in supreme form so far, so I don't really see any issue. I mean, no mechanical issues popping up at the moment, and he's looked in such good touch at the moment. He's actually coming around to lap 6th place right now. That you would be surprised if he makes a mistake at this juncture. He's really been impressive today, but you do wonder how much of that is just due to the conditions giving him such an advantage. Sofia Ramirez, meanwhile, 762 seconds back in the pits, her car being repaired again, and just an absolutely miserable day for her. But the more she can lap, the more she can still stay running, the more retired people she will overtake, and thus the more points she'll gain. So it's not a bad idea. Ina Tarasova just came into the pits there. 3 laps on those soft tyres. She will be absolutely pushing as hard as she possibly can. We're going to speed things up here. We'll stay live, but we'll speed things up a little bit. Because there's the gaps between all the cars are so big now. The only ones who are really in touching distance are Freya Larsen and 16 Almas. Aiden Belang has spun out meanwhile. Hate Sing sets another fastest lap. There's really not much going on. It's been a very strange race here in Munich as we enter the final lap. Hate Sing well in control. Over a minute up. Now suffering from a little bit of mechanical issues, but he'll surely make it to the end here quite happily. Hate Sing will round the final corner, and he will take the win here in Munich, Germany. Ericsson has taken Paisonen, actually. Since he spun out, Ericsson, there's been a late change in the points positions. Vanna Ericsson took advantage of some issues from Matti Paisonen and swept around him for second, grabbed herself an extra point. Good work, Havana Ericsson, on those newer tyres. Paisonen drops to third. Lucas Schweitzer will be fourth. We'll just follow Ericsson over the line to make sure that she mentioned it. And there you go, second place. Another good result for Havana Ericsson. Paisonen third, Schweitzer fourth. And out of fuel, actually, around there for a little while. Sofia Ramirez actually so far behind that she didn't manage to overtake 2 of the people who had retired, amazingly enough. An absolutely miserable day for her. Hopefully, next week will be better. Nothing too notable with scrutineering. Oh, Ramirez got demoted 6 places. Oh, no. Chelsea Lachesi also got demoted 4 places, so he... I mean, stop, he's already dead. Look how many stops Ramirez made. 17? What the shit happened there? Bloody hell. Well, whatever. I mean, there must have been something horrendous, but they wanted to keep her running a little fruitlessly, it seems. Maybe they took all of the working parts out of her car and gave them to Havana Ericsson. But there you go. Hate Sing, our clear winner, with the fastest lap as well. So, 22 points. Now a gap of 18 points. Clear Hate Sing. Miles ahead of Zach Lucas, who was really could have done without that unfortunate DNF. But there you go. There's our standings. And Maple Street Motorsports 11 points off 2-Stroke 2 Furious. They just need to keep on grabbing the points where they can. Thank you for joining us. We will see you next week. Here we are at a wet and rainy Monza, Milan. Beautiful, beautiful kind of woodland here around Monza, just north of Milan, and we're ready to start qualifying here at a real cathedral of speed on the calendar. It's looking like intermediates, but at the moment, with Nusrat Nasser leading, it looks like they're going to be coming on, switching onto softs as the water drains quickly off the track. Here we are, 1 lap to nail it. Arejo Azevedo goes quickest. Labriola, Ericsson goes quickest. There we go. Ericsson's going to take pole. Ericsson, Lucas, and Cecilia Labriola in third there. Another impressive result for Cecilia Labriola. Martti Pessinen, Aiden Lang, 16 Almas, Hate Singh, and Nusrat Nasser are our top 8. Any particularly big misses? Sofia Ramirez won't be happy with a 20th place. Arejo Azevedo hasn't done great either. Neither has Ina Tarasova. Our current championship leader, Hate Singh, was quite a way back on the grid as well. It'll be interesting to see whether he considers it a priority to try and cut through the field as quickly as he can, or whether he'll try and hold on to his current 7th place as they get away. Ericsson gets a great start. Lucas, terrible one. Labriola up into 2nd. Lucas getting swamped here. Wei Lang is through. Hate Singh now challenging for 3rd place as we go round onto the back straight, essentially. Aiden Lang defending heavily from Hate Singh. Just about managing it. 16 Almas is battling with Aaron Barnes in 6th. Barnes has made a barnstorming start, as it were. Ooh, multiple lockups. There were some collisions back there. I think Almas got hit or hit someone else. Ramirez, not only has she made her way through from 20th to 7th, she has also been acquitted of... Oh, she's had to come in though. Her car's damaged. I think somebody might have hit her. Yeah, not only was she 20th, she also made a barnstorming start there. Go up to 7th, but will now rejoin it. Never mind, she's had a mechanical failure. Oh no! That's terrible, terrible news for Sofia Ramirez, who was having such a good first lap, and it's all gone wrong for her. Meanwhile, her teammate, Havana Eriksson, taking a commanding lead, nearly 2 seconds up in Labriola. What happened to Hate Singh? He's been taken by Aaron Barnes and his teammate. He's now battling with Lachesi. Barnes, Singh, and Lachesi. Oh, the Maple Street Motorsports car's very slightly quicker in a straight line. Havana Eriksson spun out further up the road. Barnes is not giving up. There's Eriksson rejoining behind them. Singh and Lachesi battling on this straight here. Looks like Singh just got ahead of them. Oh, there's multiple pile-up. Barnes has gone wide. I think that was Lucas involved in a crash there. And it looks like Cecilia Labriola is now 5 seconds down the road. Hate Singh and Chelsea Lucchesi in 2nd and 3rd. Lucchesi in particular in a very good position on those hard tyres. Havana Eriksson chasing them as well. Ina Tarasova under investigation. Potentially maybe had a part to play in that crash that we saw earlier. Eriksson just dropped. Oh no, she's locked up. She's locked up and lost her opportunity. She had managed to kind of get herself into position there. Was ready to slingshot past. No! They've all gone wide! Labriola went wide. The two Maple Street Motorsports cars followed each other and went straight on. Havana Eriksson now challenging Labriola for the lead. Oh, that was terrible stuff from Maple Street Motorsports. They looked set to get some really good times in and build a gap. But here comes Eriksson. That McLaren car simply better than Cecilia Labriola's Brixton Islanders one. She retakes the lead here at Monza. Martti Pessinen has made his way up to 3rd, just keeping his nose clean. And Zach Lucas working his way back up into 4th. Aiden Lang, Nusrat Nasser and Hate Singh between him and Barnes, who is the first of our non-soft tyre users. So Barnes will no doubt be leading the race sooner or later as the people in front of him come in to stop. We will, as it happens... Ooh, Labriola had a horrible lock-up there, lost about half a second and a good chunk of life out of those tyres. I wouldn't be surprised to see her coming in next lap. We'll fast forward here a little bit. We'll stay live, but we'll watch the cars go around. Martti Pessinen's crashed! It's lucky we stayed live! Pessinen's crash slid out. The virtual safety car is out. He's beached that car and he can't be moved. VSC is out. This will be a good opportunity if this VSC still remains by the time Eriksson, Labriola and the other leaders get around to the pits. Because these VSCs, you know, they have a certain amount of time but aren't always kept on for the entirety of that time. So 50 seconds left on the VSC. Even if she manages to get into the pit lane under VSC, it will be an advantage for Havana Eriksson, and she does manage to make it in. 20 seconds left. This won't cover her entire pit stop most likely, but it will ease the... Yeah, look at that. Lucas staying out, Velang staying out. Eriksson, Labriola, the only two who could really take advantage of it. Interesting. Looks like Eriksson's getting some more fuel. They got Labriola out in front of her with less fuel, but both of them managed to get a tyre change in. Now we're going to have to... We'll watch Lucas and Velang go around as our two leaders. Hit Singh just behind them in fourth. Let's see who blinks first and brings in their driver. Because I suspect I wouldn't be surprised if we saw the first one be Nusrat Nasser. There we go, yeah. He certainly had the most worn tyres. Hit Singh's coming in as well. Interesting move. There's the other Brixton Islanders car, Britta Pallison, coming in. Nusrat Nasser in first and out first. Hate Singh just behind him. Naomi Klein has got herself... Oh, race sprinklers are active! Oh, race sprinklers are active! That's not good news for a few of those who have just pitted. Great news for Lucas and Velang, though. And Aaron Barnes, who might stay out on those mediums for another lap or so. Along with Lucchesi, actually. I wonder if Barnes is going to stay out. I think he is. I think Boyko, Shag and Bunch are going to split strategy. No, he comes in. Never mind. Proved me wrong pretty quickly. Oh, they're double stacking, but it's okay. They just got away with that. Lucas out onto full wets. They're expecting this weather to ramp up, or this rain rather, ramp up very quickly. Lucas from Velang, from Aaron Barnes in third. Boyko, Shag and Bunch with a 1-3 right now. Chelsea Lucchesi in fourth. Naomi Klein fifth, under investigation and slightly damaged. Veronique Morel in sixth. Cecilia Labriola, who is herself a prodigious talent in the wet weather, seventh. Kontos and Tarasova racing each other there, and Eriksson in 8th, 9th and 10th. Not a great situation for Eriksson to end up in. She had to pit twice when she wouldn't rather have, but look at the speed of her car. She gets some more drive out of that corner. She throws it down the inside, so thank you very much, Ina Tarasova. Takes the position, and she's now on to Georgios Kontos. And I think she'll wait till the straight and just power by. There we go. As expected. Absolutely no trouble there. Now, this rain's going to be an interesting one because it's ramped up extremely quickly to being very heavy amounts of water here on this track. But we'll have to see exactly how this plays out. I mean, Zach Lucas already building a commanding lead there, 5 seconds ahead of Aiden Velang and 10 ahead of his teammate Barnes. It really comes down to how exactly they want to manage their tyres and manage their strategy here. A lot relies and depends upon exactly what time the race sprinklers give up and exactly when everyone will be pitting during that. If I were Boyko Shagenbunch and Zach Lucas, I would be holding onto those tyres pretty tightly. Either that, or as he's doing, absolutely caning it round with the hope that he can get in another stint on full wets or at very least intermediates before they shut off those race sprinklers. Eriksson's lurking for a move on Labriola, saying she's no slouch in the rain either, Havana Eriksson. She's all over the back of that Brixton Islanders car. She's going to make it as well. Gosh, she just goes onto the verge and makes it stick. Good pass. Eriksson making her way through the field. Next up would be Veronique Morel, who's currently in a battle with Chelsea Lucchesi. The two of them... Oh, Morel! Oh, Morel's having none of it. She says, no thank you. Activating ERS, blasts off in the distance. And she's got Barnes next up, who looks to be dealing with a little bit of mechanical issue. Labriola ran wide, meanwhile, so that's put her well out of contention of fighting with Havana Eriksson. Eriksson's going extremely well in this rain. Her lap times are pretty impressive considering they're in the wet and... Oh, yeah, no, Lucchesi A little scared, says no thank you. Activates CRS, blasts off into the. See, that's only put him behind Morel though. Realistically, that'll just mean that they'll battle all the way through. We have a little under 9 laps remaining around Monza. Such a quick track. You know, it's a long track, but it's a very, very quick one. And here comes Ericsson. She's worked her way back slowly. And there we go. Easy as you like, just round the outside. Beautifully done. Nice and simple. And now she's got Morel next up. And after that, potentially Aaron Barnes. Race blinkers are now ending. So let's see how long they keep on these wet tyres. The drainage system at here at Monza. Oh, she was weaving around trying to find a place. Unable to get one. Drainage system here at Monza. Never mind, she has got one on the outside. Great take around T1. Yeah, drainage system around here in Monza is perhaps not as good as some of the tracks more suited to rain. And here she comes up to the back of Aaron Barnes. That McLaren car and driver working in perfect harmony. Ooh, bit of a lock-up. Never mind. Commentator's curse. Locks up, takes her out of range, and she'll have to do all of that again. As it stands, this is going to be a particularly interesting race for the championship. Because Hate Singh is way down in 12th. It would put Maple Street Motorsports a fair way off Two-Stroke Too Furious, but it would still put them just 7 points ahead of Zach Lucas in the Drivers' Championship. Hate Singh, of course, currently leading. Here's going to be about now when they start transitioning. It's interesting, actually. Morel's going in quite early. I wonder if they're going to take her in early, put intermediates on her, and see whether she can wear into them as time goes on here, and then run intermediates until the end of the race. We'll stay with her. First pit box here on the right. And no, she's going out into full wets. They've decided not to chance that. I think I would have waited another lap or two. Maybe she was out of fuel, of course. Assuming she wasn't out of fuel, I would have waited another lap or two and then put her in for intermediates, but I think she must have been running out of fuel. They've got her in a slightly different pit strategy from the rest. Hey, speaking of intermediates, Almas is in. Braun Cocktail chancing their arm. This is what we like to see. Check whether Kontos does the same. He's also an intermediate, so the strategists have decided now's the time for intermediates. And Almas is going to lose chunks of time in the interim. Lucchese's into intermediates. Looks like everyone's switching onto them now, yep. Ericsson in. They're refueling her. Hitzing staying out, so Maple Street Motorsports avoiding the stack and splitting their strategy a little bit. Smart thing to do. Ericsson's going to come out in 11th. Lucchese in 8th. Barnes in 9th. And with a fixed car, they managed to get that car fixed. Good work from Boyko Shagenbunch there. Theoretically, a pit stop here, maybe about 25, between 20 and 25 seconds. So that could catapult him back up to maybe even 3rd place or 4th place, depending on how this goes. Freya Larsson's entering the pit along with Aiden Velang. Velang in, very quick stop. In and out on those intermediates. Lucas still staying out in the full wet so far, but he'll be coming in for an intermediates. Honestly, I think he might have judged that perfectly. It's just hitting that transition point now where you want to get to intermediates. Barnes up to 5th place in the meantime. Here he comes. Morel still in those full wets. Exactly how her tyres perform will be the really interesting bit here, because those full wets are soon going to get to the point where they'll be being eclipsed by the intermediates. Where's Lucas coming out? Lucas is coming out in straight first. We'll have to watch that gap fall to see exactly how far ahead he is. But beautiful strategy so far from Boyko Shagenbunch as that gap now begins to update. Morel roughly 20 seconds off, but looks well in control, Boyko Shagenbunch. Two-Stroke Too Furious will no doubt be quite happy with how it's playing out as well. They may not be winning. Oh, Hate Singh's retired! Hate Singh's retired! Oh, well, Nasser's taken her Duracell in the background. That has thrown a major spanner in the works for the championship as it stands. We'll watch him drop off the face of the... Oh, Nasser's gone wide and he's spun out. Maybe a small touch there from Tarasova, who was aggressive with her move on the inside there. We'll watch Singh slowly drop down the order here from his retiring car, and that Drivers' Championship will update over time, as you can see. And here come the other racers, so it's going to be very interesting to see how far ahead he remains of Zach Lucas, assuming A, if he does, and B, if this continues as it is. As a look at some of the tyre compounds here, we saw some unfortunate incidents for Ericsson where she just pitted and it changed her, then had to go out onto full wets 2 laps later. But good results for all of our kind of top 5 who managed to take advantage. Oh, Lachacy's retired! Oh, a disaster for Maple Street Motorsports. Just mechanical issues has taken both of their cars out of the race, and suddenly they're going to be falling well off the pace in the Teams Championship. 2-Stroke 2 Furious regaining a strong lead there. I mean, Hate Singh, having made it through until that many laps, will get 3 points, which will keep him 1 point ahead of Zach Lucas. Because there's no way Lucas surely will be able to take fastest lap on intermediates. I believe the fastest lap was taken by Havana Ericsson, who is up into 4th place, actually. Veronique Morel dropping back slowly but noticeably. Ooh, tell you what, that slowly has become quickly. Actually, it's going to be interesting to watch her. Zach Lucas, we will stay with a little bit, but Veronique Morel there is in a Tarasova. This is the final lap. Zach Lucas crosses the line, sets the fastest lap on intermediates to win the race and presumably take the championship. And there goes Tarasova past Morel. So 2-Stroke 2 Furious gambled and they lost, and they might be losing more. So a double podium. Meanwhile, Aaron Barnes comes in 3rd. Double podium for Boyko Shaganbach. Ericsson 4th. Tarasova 5th. Morel currently in 6th. Where's Klein? Here's Klein. She's going to get her, is she? The ERS? No, she can't quite make it stick. Morel breaks out ERS of her own to save her 6th place. Nusrat Nasser comes 8th. Cecilia Labriola 9th. Just. Zachary Sotoro 10th. But our winner in fine fashion, Zach Lucas. Boyko Shaganbach will be delighted with that result. 1st and 3rd. Well, let's take a look at the post-race results. Yep, no issues with the stewards here. Zach Lucas, what a lap that was. To set the fastest lap of the race on intermediates. Absolutely stunning stuff. A great day for Boyko Shaganbach. A shockingly bad day for Maple Street Motorsport, with 2 cars retired. That takes Zach Lucas top of the Drivers' Championship by 1 point, ahead of Hate Singh. Veronique Morel 10 points back. Aiden Velang 19 points back for your top 4. It also puts 2-Stroke 2 Furious absolutely miles ahead of their closest competitor, Maple Street Motorsports. 38-point gap at this stage of the season. Well, after 13 of 16 rounds, it looks like our championship is beginning to shape up. Thank you for joining us. We will see you next time.